Good morning. Yesterday during lunch, I watched When Calls, no, not When Calls Hard, Call the Midwife. I have been watching that for years. I quit for a while when they had the lesbian couple on it, but I've been watching it again since they're not anymore. And a woman was delivering triplets during it. And the first one came out head first, the second one came out breech, and the third one was transverse, and they had to try to get it to come out, and it finally came out, and it wasn't breathing, and it looked like it was dead, and they had to work on it for a long time, and it looked like the baby wasn't going to make it, and then all of a sudden it started crying, and I just started bawling my eyes out. And then right after that scene, I got in the car because I was meeting some friends to go see the movie Unplanned, and I heard the first scenes were really hard to see, and they were extremely hard to see what the baby on ultrasound trying to get away from the needle, and then what happens after the baby is injected. It's just horrifying, and I can tell you that movie shows the dark undercurrents of Planned Parenthood, and they tell women who aren't that far along to take this pill, and they'll just have a smooth, their uterus will empty just smoothly, and it's so untrue. It showed how that's a complete lie, and how just selling the baby part. It's just evil that's happening in Planned Parenthood. It's an evil institution. And I went to that movie to support the movie, but I'm really glad I went because I thought it was very, very good, and I'm just praying that it will convince more and more people that it's not a glob of tissue in a mother's womb, but it's a baby, and we all started off that way. God is creating them and weaving them together in their mother's womb, and it should be the safest place on earth, yet it's one of the most dangerous places today. And it was just powerful how she was the head of a Planned Parenthood to becoming an active pro-life activist. And the power of prayer was seen in it, how that when people are praying around the Planned Parenthood centers, less people come in. And we need to be praying consistently that God will stop this holocaust of the unborn babies, women. We need to be diligent about doing that. He hears our prayers. If you live by a Planned Parenthood, to go by and just stand in front of it and pray and try to talk the women who are going in out of what they're doing. It's worth a life. And then near the end of it, I checked my phone, and I had gotten a message that my 35-year-old daughter had been infertile for 7.5 years. And now she's going on her 19th week of pregnancy. And so they had their scan to see what it was. And so the reveal was last night. And so we all gathered together at her house, my sister and her husband, my other son and his family, and her best friend and her husband, and we walked down to the beach, and my husband and a few other guys lit off smoke bombs behind, because John, my daughter's husband, wants a boy so badly. He'll be happy, thrilled if it was a girl, but he just wanted a boy so badly. He's the only boy on his side of the family. He wants to carry the name. He just wants a buddy, So, and we were all praying for a boy, but we knew if it was a girl, it'd be wonderful too. We have so many. I have 7 granddaughters as it is, and 2 grandsons. So girls run in our family. I'm one of 3 girls. I had 2 and 2, but anyway, so we were all on the beach, and the beach was behind them, and the guys were behind them. And they had their eyes covered, and they lit off the smoke bombs. It was going to be blue or pink. And as the blue smoke, as soon as we saw blue smoke, we all started screaming. But we had told my little grandchildren, shh, don't yell out what it was. You don't want them to know. And it just filled them. And as soon as John turned around and saw that blue smoke, he just started jumping up with joy. And so did Alyssa. She couldn't jump very high because she's almost 19 weeks pregnant. But they were just jumping up in joy, hugging each other. And it was just the most amazing time, and all because of life, because we're all celebrating life. And so yesterday was all about life to me, and celebrating the gift of having children and bearing children, and how wonderful children are. And then after that, we went up to her house and had a dinner together and just had such an amazing time. Children and family are such gifts, Lord, and women, and they just keep giving, and I just love my children so much, and my grandchildren, and my sons-in-laws and my daughters-in-laws. They're all just huge blessings in my life. So if you can, go to this movie, because I don't think it's on. I thought it was on just last weekend, but my friends and I saw that it was on Monday, so we went yesterday. So go, support it, and you might have to cover your eyes a little bit. It is hard, and I know some women who have had miscarriages, it would be hard for them to see. They don't need to see it, but it's definitely worth supporting, and I'm just praying that it will convince women that abortion is a true, true travesty, horrific, evil, and Holocaust. Anyway, have a good day. Bye-bye.